Well, hi, we're back again. And this session is going to be about living in the flow. How can you get in the flow and stay in the flow so that life is easier? It's much easier to be in the flow than it is to be like a salmon swimming upstream, right? So good. And I'm hoping that this is going to be a shorter talk this time so that I can allow people to use it as just a quick pick-me-up kind of a thing. We'll see how it goes. First thing I'd like you to do is close your eyes and be in the center of the core being. Just tell yourself to be there, and you will. Have the thought to activate the base chakra, and the chakra below your feet will turn on. That starts the flow right there. Good. And I'm being told that there's going to be different levels of flow here. So that's all good. So the first thing we want to do is put ourselves in alignment. We want our body system to be balanced. We want each of our bodies to have equal weight in any decision. We don't want to do things out of emotion or just completely out of mind. We want the bodies to be aligned. We want them to be concentric and centered. And we want the body to be grounded. There is some energy work where the people are not grounded and they can do stuff. And that's for specific purposes. But in this work, we want to plug it in. We want to be grounded because that's how you light the light bulb. Good. So now from the center of the core of being, tell yourself to be in the I am presence. And people feel all kinds of changes and shifts while they're doing that. And if you don't feel any shift, try a different wording, like you're choosing to be at the throne of God. That works for a lot of people. And if you're the person who thinks that you can't and don't feel energy, well, then you can't and won't feel energy. And that's okay. Just allow that that can change at any time, at any moment. So now, up in the I am presence, I'd like you to take 3 relaxed deep breaths through your nose if you can. Relaxed rather than forced. And when you do it through your nose, then it can cycle around that wisdom chakra, around the eyes and the shape of that figure 8. And when you're done with these 3 breaths, just choose to be in the center of the core being again. And you'll find that things are a little bit more peaceful. Your mind isn't racing a million thoughts a second. Your emotions are more subdued. In fact, being in the center of the core being is kind of a distraction-free zone. So you can just ask for divine peace. Breathe in divine peace now. Breathe it in through your nose. If you think you don't have the authority to ask for it, well, then you don't. But that doesn't make you right, it just makes you limiting yourself. Just ask for divine peace. And breathe it in through your nose. If you can't, if you don't, if you think there's a problem, I'm radiating it out to you right now. Simple divine peace. And let's lock that divine peace on our node in the center of the core being and allow that divine peace to radiate out through our entire body system. And it's about 5.5 stories tall. That's how wide your system is. Huge. And you can allow this energy to flow. Good. The next thing you can do is connect your chakras. When you plug the first chakra into the second chakra, well, first of all, they already are. All we're doing is clearing out the tubes and allowing the energy to flow better. Well, the root chakra at the bottom of the spine is your life plan chakra. That's how things are going to play out for you. And if it's all cloudy and mucky and murky, well, that's how life will unfold. But we'll get that in a different session. And the second chakra is about balance in every aspect of life. So when we have the thought to connect the base chakra to the second chakra, we're putting our life plan into balance. Pretty neat, huh? Well, let's connect up to 18. So the easiest way to do this in the beginning is just to have the thought to connect the base chakra to the root chakra, base chakra to the second chakra, and the base chakra to all the chakras up to 18. The root chakra to the second chakra, the root chakra to the third chakra, the root chakra to all the chakras up to 18. The second chakra to the third, and then 2 to 4, and 2 to everything up to 18. It goes faster than I can possibly say it. 3 to 4, 3 to 5, 3 to everything up to 18. 4 to 5, 4 to 6, 4 to everything up to 18. 5 to 6, 5 to 7, which is the crown. 5 to everything up to 18. 6 to 7, 6 to 8, 6 to everything up to 18. And the crown chakra is perfect in just about everyone. There's less than 100 people on the planet where the crown chakra is not perfect. So from 7 to 18, all the inner chakra connections all at once. And you may feel energy coming down because it was blocked and now it's not blocked and now it can. Getting yourself into that flow, that ease. Good. Simple, easy, nothing too hard so far. Next thing we want to do is be in the center of the core being. Just tell yourself to be there. And just say this in there. I command that all of my bodies immediately balance, align, center, and ground. And this puts everything back kind of in an easier, better way of being. And you might feel some energy flowing. And that's good. So now, let's take a look at some of the things we can do when we get to this point. Besides doing energy work and seva, we can align ourselves with our goals. So there in the center of the core of being, just think of your goal. Whatever it is, whatever your goal is, short term, long term, and surround it in divine truth. And just by having the thought that that's your goal, there will be some distractions come down the pike, but for the most part, your life will start leading you towards that goal. Maybe you have an important business meeting coming up, and you don't know what energies to work with or anything like that. So let's just ask for the necessary Shakti to have a successful business meeting. Use your wording. Let's breathe that energy in, breathe it in, breathe it in, breathe it in. How we want to activate it, it means turn it on. We want to kick it up into a higher energetic state just by having that thought to energize it. We want to amplify it like turning up the knob on a stereo. And we want to lock it in on our node in the center of the core of being that we've talked about many times. Good. That's great. Now we're going to allow this Shakti. It's all about choosing and allowing. So we chose to have the necessary Shakti for this project, for our meeting, for a successful day. And we activate, energize, amplify, lock it in on our node. Just anchor it there. And now just allow that Shakti to radiate out and completely fill your entire energy system, your entire body system, your entire crystalline structure. All different ways of saying the same exact thing. And it's huge. So that's good. And if you do that right before going into a meeting, the entire meeting room is going to be filled with that energy. Actively, consciously, because you're doing it. And that's a good thing. You're not forcing anything on anybody. It's just the energy you're choosing to have there. And they will be exposed to it. And they can either start vibrating to it, like sympathetic vibration, Physics 101, or they can fight it. Free will choice. Good. See how simple this is? See how wonderful it is? Maybe one of your children is ill and you want to send them some healing energy. So in the center of the core of being, you can ask for divine love, because that heals absolutely everything, but not everybody lets it in. But children probably will. You can ask for divine healing. You can ask for the appropriate Shakti. And it's the same process. You breathe it in, activate, energize, amplify, lock it in, and radiate it to them. And whether it's going through the cord, or it's going out along the grid system, or it's just radiating outwards because they're within your energy field, or whether you're projecting it to where they are in school or whatever. Let the Shakti decide. It's smart. It knows. It can do that kind of stuff. Isn't this simple and easy today? So that's how to get in the flow. That's how to choose whatever energy, divine energy, that you're going to need for the next hour, the next day, the project, whatever. Call it in and accept it in yourself. And it will help. That's the quick, easy pick-me-up kind of thing. Then to get in the flow, once you are in the flow, feel the energy flowing through you now. So now you can improve that flow. First thing I would do would be to clear out the chakras. Right, let's talk about them. That base chakra is used for connecting. The root chakra, the first chakra, that chakra is the life plan. That's how your goals and plans are going to unfold. And if you put a lot of stuff in your root chakra, well, that's how things are going to unfold. And don't blame yourself. It's not your fault. It's part of mass consciousness. It's what we as people on this planet have learned to do. We've learned to put things in our chakras. And all they are is energy vortexes. And we do a lot better if we just left them as energy vortexes. So in the center of the core being, close your eyes. And we're going to call in some energies. We're going to call in divine love because it heals everything. We're going to call in divine truth because we don't want to deny anything to ourselves. We want to see everything in truth. We're going to call in divine joy because there's, quite frankly, not enough of it on the planet. So just call in divine joy. And call in divine grace. You don't want any bumps and lumps in your healing process. Nice and smooth and easy. So those are the first four: divine love, divine truth, divine joy, divine grace. And now we're also going to invite in the violet flame. And there's many, many people that talk about the violet flame. And I'm talking about the violet flame, which was shown to us by Saint Germain. And the purpose of the violet flame is to transmute and release things. In this case, transmute and release everything that no longer serves us on our path. And with that, we're going to ask for the sacred fire. And the way I always work with it in a pair, and the way I've always done it and thought about it, it's like if I have the violet flame going through my energy field and removing and transmuting everything that doesn't need to be there, I'm left with Swiss cheese, little holes all over the place. So I don't want just any random energy filling it in, because it will be filled in. So by using the violet flame with the sacred fire, now I'm choosing what I want to fill in with, how I want it replaced. So we're not just transmuting and releasing. We transmute, release, and replace. And the sacred fire is a wonderful energy to work with. Meditate on it sometime. For those of you who can see energy a bit, It's like a misty white light with like a bluish tinge to it. Cool. So let's do that now. Center of the core being. And we're going to call forth divine love, divine truth, divine joy, divine grace, the violet flame, and the sacred fire. And we're going to tell it that we want to transmute, release, and replace everything that no longer serves us on our path. Or maybe, well, for this, we'll do that for the chakras. But you can always use the same process and remove all the triggers that make you angry when you're driving. Or remove all the triggers that make you go for food when you're not hungry and you don't need it. All that kind of good stuff. So for right now, it's the divine love, divine truth, divine joy, divine grace, the violet flame, and the sacred fire. And we can activate that, energize it, intensify it, which is amplify it. And we can lock it in our node. And we can radiate it now like a laser beam, a spotlight, and a floodlight all at once into each of the chakras one by one until we know that they're clear and we can just focus on that. So you can do the base chakra, which we talked about, was for connecting. We can do the root chakra, which is all about the life plan. Second chakra, which is about balance in all aspects of life. Let's send it into the third chakra now. As an example. You can do the others on your own. And we're just going to send this into the third chakra. The third chakra is all about self-empowerment. This is definitely useful in business. Definitely useful in most situations in life. In here is the need to be right. It's not being right, it's the need to be right. It's the need to be in control. It's victimhood, low self-esteem, low self-worth, over-the-top ego. All these things which affect your self-empowerment, your personal power. So just allow that spotlight, floodlight, and laser beam to go through that third chakra, which is the solar plexus right at the bottom of the sternum. And let it clear all that stuff out. And you can allow this to linger and focus as long as you like. And we can go put this in the fourth chakra. The fourth chakra is just an energy vortex like the rest. It connects you unbelievably. It's like a wormhole between you and that aspect of God that incarnated as you. Pretty advanced concept. But whenever we have things in our heart chakra, and we all put stuff there, we put all kinds of sorrow and loss, exuberance and excitement, all these emotional attachments to memories of our history, things we've been through. And when we clear all that out of the heart chakra, then this energy can come through. Absolutely amazing stuff. You'll get there if you keep plugging away at it. Then there's the throat chakra. Throat chakra is communications. It's the communication between you and your body, you and the cells of your body. Lots of kids, they don't want to go into school the next day, and then they wake up with a fever. They communicated with their bodies, and they created that. And then, of course, as adults, we forget about how we can communicate with our body. Clear this chakra out. And now you're one step up in the game to tell your body to heal itself, right? Because the power that created you certainly can fix you, right? Throat chakra. It's also about communication between you and other people, as you would expect. But it's also communication between you and your inner guides and your inner teachers. Yeah. So what good is guidance if you can't understand it or you can't receive it? Throat chakra. Then we come to the next chakra up. And it's not up in the middle of the forehead. It's not like you're some kind of cyclops. It's right along the brow line between the eyebrows. And you can feel the bone there. And you can feel like a little divot in there. That's where it manifests. That's not what it is, but that's where it manifests. And it's called the Ajna chakra. Some people call it the third eye. Some people call it the brow chakra. And people say it's about prophecy. And it is. But it's so much more than that. It's about insight and foresight. And what are insight, foresight, and prophecy? It's wisdom. This is your wisdom chakra. Certainly want to keep that nice and clear. And as I said, you don't have to worry about that crown chakra. It constantly washes itself. And there's very, very few people on the planet that need some active work there. And I trust that they'll find the people to help them when they're ready. So that's all good. Then after you clear the chakras, then you're going to connect them, just like we connected them. Base to 1, base to 2, base to everything up to 18, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to everything up to 18, 2 to 3, 2 to 4, 2 to everything up to 18, 3 to 4, 3 to 5, 3 to everything up to 18, 4 to 5, 4 to 6, 4 to everything up to 18, 5 to 6, 5 to 7, 5 to everything up to 18, 6 to 7, 6 to 8, 6 to everything up to 18, and then 7 to 18. All the inner chakra connections all at once. Are there chakras above 18? Yes. Can you connect to them? Absolutely. But I look at it this way. If you're walking around on the moon, it's kind of hard to build a swing set in your backyard. You connect too far out there, and you're too far removed from what's going on in your incarnation to be able to effectively make change. So you want to find that appropriate chakra to connect to. Sometimes it's only 12. And you'll figure that out too. Just practice it, experiment. You can't go wrong with this stuff. That's all good. Good, good. Mm. And then there's more and more techniques that you can use for clearing things out and getting yourself into the flow. But the main gist is to start the flow flowing. Focus on your goals in the center of the core of being. And then just know and trust that everything that comes across your path will be geared towards getting you towards your goal. It's just that simple. It's just that easy. And I definitely wanted to make this a shorter, quicker little pick-me-up kind of a call, living in the flow. So let's do it again. Let's just close our eyes. And after a while, you don't even need to close your eyes, but let's close our eyes. Let's activate the base chakra below the feet. Let's be in the center of the core being just by choice. And now let's choose to be in the I Am presence. Choose to be at the throne of God. And let's take 3 relaxed deep breaths. Relaxed is more important than deep, and through your nose is definitely a boon. And when you're done with those 3 breaths, choose to be in the center of the core being again. It's great. Now ask for whatever energy you're going to need for whatever it is you're going to do. And then go do it. Enjoy life. Every moment in life. So what I'm being asked to do inside, I feel this calling to allow energy to radiate out from me now, to help people clear, to help people purify themselves, so that they can be more and more in tune and in touch and part of this flow we're talking about. This flow that helps you stay on your path. So this energy is coming up in me and I'm radiating it out now. And I'm recording it for you. Please choose to accept it. It'll help you clear and purify. So I just like to say thank you. Thank you very much. And please feel free to visit us at shaktify.com, SHAKTIFSandFrankY.com. If you feel like donating, do that. There's all kinds of free, wonderful things to experience on the website. And just let us know how we can help you. Be very, very well. I wish you the best success in all of your endeavors. And I hope that you reach your goals quickly, effectively, seamlessly, effortlessly. Just ride the wave, ride the flow. Thanks again.